If you're a lot like me, and I hope you're not, for your sake, there's a lot of times when the award shows are going on that you really hope two things that you really, really, really love could just tie. So both things that you love equally could win. Sadly, ties don't happen very often. And this video is about that. The new Oscarology video about the 6 times there was a tie in Academy Award history. Stay tuned.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Ahoy there, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media. It is award season, so that is what I am doing, full bore, whether it's reacting, predicting, or doing Oscarology videos like this one. I actually did another video earlier today about female-directed films that are nominated for Best Picture. Go check that one out. And next week, I'm doing 2 live streams. One, reacting live to the Oscar nominations, Tuesday, the 24th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the nominations are actually announced at 8:30, so I'll be doing some, thought I'd get on there early, do a little BSing and preparing just in case. Maybe go over my predictions one more time before the show starts. That would be an idea if we have time to do that. And next Thursday, the 26th, I'll be hosting another Oscar-related live stream going over the 2000 to 2009 Best Picture nominees in a bracket tournament with a guest panel to decide what is the Best Picture nominee of the aughts, you could say. And that will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's just get into this. This is the 6 times, that many, that there was a tie at the Academy Awards. Like I said, it's been 94 years. I've said it, in every video probably, at least once. 94 years, dozens, upwards of 24 categories per show. There has been 6 ties ever, which shows you that, yes, they actually do count these ballots accurately, because if not, it would happen more often, clearly. This isn't the Critics' Choice Awards. There isn't convenient Best Director ties between the 2 front-runner directors just so they can happen to get Best Director right at whatever the Oscars picks, like when 1917 tied with Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, or when Lady Gaga tied with Glenn Close, and then Olivia Colman ended up winning anyway, so they shot themselves in the foot with that bullshit, tie right there. We're talking about the Oscars, where ballots are anonymous. They don't just sit in a room and vote together, like people do that at certain award shows. It's weird. These are legit. Well, except for kind of this first one, but I'll get into that. Number 1, we're going in chronological order here. At the 1931/32, there that goes again, the 5th Academy Awards, Best Actor was a tying category, and the winners were Frederick March for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Wallace Beery for The Champ. While this was deemed a tie, it was not an actual tie, because Frederick March had 1 more vote than Wallace Beery. But apparently the rules at the time stated that if it was within 3 votes of each other, they deemed it a tie. So that's cool for, I would feel so bad for Wallace Beery to lose by 1 vote and know that. That would be ridiculous. So I'm glad they changed that. So that tie, once again, was between Frederick March for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Wallace Beery for The Champ. Number 2 happened in 1949 at the 22nd Academy Awards. This one was for Documentary Short Subject. And the 2 movies that tied there were A Chance to Live and So Much for So Little. Hopefully I can find posters or images of these movies, especially the short subject documentaries from the 60s. But I'll do my best. Number 3 was, that's a 3. My pinky didn't want to go all the way down. Number 3, there, that's better. We do it this way. Number 3, the German 3, right? Yeah, where were we? 1968, a big one. This is probably the biggest tie in Oscar history, I will say that. It is. I will say that. It is the biggest category out of all of them, with the most high-profile winners out of all of them. 41st Academy Awards, Best Actress tie. We have the great Katharine Hepburn, who has the record most for acting Oscars, all in lead. Or does she have 3.5? because if you think of it this way, she won for The Lion in Winter, excuse me, and she tied with Barbara Streisand for the movie Funny Girl. So Katharine Hepburn and Barbara Streisand tying in 1968 for Best Actress is our number 3. Number 4 in 1986, the 59th Academy Awards, which happened to be the first year a movie directed by a woman was nominated for Best Picture. Go check that video out also. I plugged it once, might as well do it again. This was for documentary feature. We have Artie Shaw, Time Is All You've Got, down, and Out in America. So those 2 documentary feature films tied at the 1986 Academy Awards. Then we go up to 1994 at the 67th Academy Awards for short film live action. There we go. We have Franz Kafka's It's a Wonderful Life and Trevor. And the most recent tie was 10 years ago, because these movies came out in 2012, so the ceremony was 2013, so 10 years ago, at the 85th Academy Awards. This one was for sound editing. Remember sound editing? I do. I missed that category. The tie was between Skyfall, which actually was the very first Academy Award won by any James Bond film, if I'm not mistaken. And since then, all 3 of those recent James Bond films won for their song. So it went from winning no Oscars for 60 years or what have you, to winning sound editing, and then 3 more song Oscars. And Zero Dark 30. I predicted Zero Dark 30, I remember, so I was right, but I did not get the tie. The best thing about this, when it happened live on TV, is that the people presenting the award were Mark Wahlberg and Ted from the movie Ted, the stuffed bear. And obviously it was this pre-recorded planned shtick that the 2 of them were talking to each other. And then as soon as it was a tie, they just had to awkwardly ignore the rest of the pre-recorded Ted shtick, and then Mark Wahlberg just had to like announce it like a normal person. And it was just really funny and weird, because it was like, oh, here's this punchline set up, and then it just didn't go anywhere. So that was funny. I remember that happening. But yeah, an easy one. 6 out of 94 years. That's impressive. And the fact that I think they're all, yes, they are, all in 6 separate categories as well. So I thought that was cool. Just a quick little Oscarology video for you. I always hope for ties. That's what I say. Like when Michael Keaton and Eddie Redmayne were going up against each other for Best Actor, I would have been like, this would be great if they could tie, because I loved Eddie Redmayne's biopic performance, who ended up winning, but I also love Michael Caine as an actor in general, and the film Birdman even more, so I want them both to win. Stuff like that. Sean Penn and Mickey Rourke, that would have been a good one in 2008. Every year there's something that you could think of almost. Like, oh, I wish they could tie. That'd be great. But more likely than not, it's not going to happen this year. I'll leave it at that. Thanks again for watching these Oscarology videos, all 2 or 3 of you out there that do. I do really appreciate it. Obviously, I wouldn't keep making them if I didn't like to, and if people weren't liking them and commenting on them. That's my favorite part, people interacting with me after the fact. So, what are your opinions? What do you think's going to tie? That's impossible to know, I'm kidding. But thanks for watching. I hope to see you on my streams next Tuesday at 8 a.m. for the Oscar nomination reveals. But I'll probably go over my predictions again before they reveal them, so I'm not all wrong. And Thursday evening for my Best Picture tournament for the 2000 to 2009 Academy Award films. The films released in those years, not the shows that took place in those years. Just to make it less confusing if anyone was. Most people don't care. Whatever. It's fun either way. You're still talking about 55 movies that are, you know, in high regard for the most part. So, I'll shut up now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.